on Furlong's debut? Very solid, assured, right back, just solid.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what we expected from him when he signed, wasn't it? I don't think you're going to get a right back that has kind of the glitz and glamour, lots of kind of attacking play and that kind of thing. And there's bits to his game that will need to come. I've spoken about this a little bit over the weekend, or after the game on Friday, rather, where it was kind of looking at playing out from the back, a little bit of stuff in possession. But as a right back, especially a right back in this system, the biggest and most important thing is what you're doing out of possession. And Darnell Furlong ticked every single box. He was strong into tackles. He was physical and determined. And he got an assist, of course, was probably one of the easier assists that I think he's going to get, but still counts as an assist that will go on his name. And it's a weird one, actually, looking back at it, because I think, like a lot of fans, when he signed, there was a bit of confusion about, well, you've got Ben Johnson there and you've got Ashley Young there. Why have we got... And Harry Clark, of course, can't forget him as well. Why has another right back come in? Furlong, to me, is a little bit more in the Axel Tuanzebe mould in terms of his defensive work as well. He's just rock solid, isn't he? That was the main thing to say. Steps and improvement will come down the line in terms of what he's able to do in possession. Again, as I said, there were times where he'd maybe float a ball down the line. It was just not quite on the same wavelength as some of the players in front of him. But once that starts to click, and that will in time, because he still needs time to play with his new teammates and everyone else around him, yeah, you're going to see a really good player there. I think it helps as well. There's method in the madness, isn't it? With signing West Brom's backline, with having Alex Palmer and Dara O'Shea in there as well. He's played a lot of minutes with Dara O'Shea, and I think he might have done with Palmer as well. I need to go back through and check, but they all know each other, and that will only speed up this process of bedding players in. And it doesn't hurt that West Brom team are pretty damn good defensively.
Yeah, very much so. And of course, he actually scored against Town at the Hawthorns. Stu, do you want to say any more about Darnell?
Yeah, I think the Furlong signing, you're right. When it happens, you think, why right back? It's left back that Ipswich are short on with the Townsend injury. Why have they gone and signed another one? They've ultimately ended up with four, with Ashley Young, Ben Johnson, Harry Clark to come back from injury as well, and Furlong. But Kieran McKenna has obviously looked at it. Ipswich conceded a lot of goals, not only in their Premier League season, but even in the Championship promotion season. It was a case of kind of, we'll score more than you at times. And he's obviously looked at this and thought there needs to be a bit more defensive solidity. I think this is a kind of system-led right-back signing that Ben Johnson has qualities, no doubt about it. He did some good things in the Premier League. This is a player dropping down to the Championship for the first time in his career, but he's better going forwards than he is defensively. And that has a whole impact on the team. That Leif Davis is the player that he is. He's crucial to Ipswich getting forwards, creating chances. And for that to happen, you need a right back who wants to tuck in and defend first and foremost. And I'm not sure Ben Johnson is that. Harry Clark, obviously, we don't know, it's going to be a while before he's back to where he's at, injury-wise. So I think that's why they've done it. And I think that we saw some very early proof of that with Furlong. You're right, solid is the word to probably describe him in this game. And it frees up Leif Davis to be able to go forwards. And then it's about getting that left-sided balance right. This is all about balance and chemistry when we're talking about the gelling process. There have been times where I think both Philogene and Clark are kind of paint-on-your-boots wingers that end up occupying the same spaces that Leif Davis wants to get into. And Kieran McKenna talked about it post-match. They've been working a lot on that this summer, about finding a way to get that balance right, because Nathan Broadhead was a kind of inside forward when he played that role, and he would tuck in, and that would allow Davis to get forward on the overlap. It can work with a Philogene / Clark, but they need to work on it. And interesting that Philogene referenced Junior Stanislavs in there, the new coach at Ipswich, a former left winger himself. So that will probably help with the likes of Philogene and Clark. But I thought they got the balance of the team looked a lot better with Furlong tucking in at right back. Davis and Philogene dovetailed a lot better in this game. Those are the things that we're looking for going forwards for Ipswich.